Hello, good morning everyone. My name's Erin, I'm from GO1. Thanks for tuning in to today's webinar where we'll be discussing what is quite the hot topic at the moment in workplaces, employee health and wellbeing. I know at GO1 we often receive questions from our customers as to how an organisation should be approaching employee health and wellbeing training. So today that's why we have two experts joining us to talk through their ideas and experiences on the topic. Now, it's worth me noting this webinar is hosted in collaboration with Kineo, one of GO1's long-standing partners. Kineo are now delivering some Healthy Heart courses via GO1's marketplace. So we thought we'd use those courses as the inspiration for today's discussion about why you should put employee health at the forefront of your company agenda. Briefly, for a little bit of an agenda for today, we have Cam Cliff, GO1's Social Impact Manager, who we wanted to jump on and quickly talk about his experience with building out wellbeing pathways for workplaces, and also talking through why GO1 is focusing lots of energy on employee wellbeing training. And then after that, we will hand over to Simon Sentance. He's the library content product owner from Kineo. And it'll be great to hear his opinions and thoughts on how e-learning courses like those from Kineo can contribute to a healthier workplace. Now, at the end, if you do have any questions, pop them in the little chat box and hopefully time permits, we can ask those to our two experts. But without further ado, I will hand over to Cam to get us started.
Awesome, thanks Erin. Good morning everyone. Thanks for making a bit of time this morning to have a look at it. My name is Dr. Cameron Cliff. I'm heading up the social impact arm of GO1. And what that means is essentially we work very closely with the people who use GO1 and amazing content providers like Kineo and look at how we can make a real change in the workplace. We found that one of the biggest disconnects for people at the moment is purpose. With all the things going on, with everything, the hecticness of daily life, finding purpose in work is one of the biggest drivers to employee well-being, and that comes with both physical and mental well-being. If you look at some of these stats that we've been playing around with, more than half of the time that you spend when you're awake as an adult is spent at work. And that means that anything from your physical well-being to your mental well-being is impacted by that time. More than 40% of workers have their impact on their productivity, their health, their family stability as a direct result of stress at work. And that's both physical and mental well-being again. And then you've got more than half of employees leaving a workplace because they feel like it's a poor mental health environment. And that one in particular is a really interesting statistic for us, because when you drill down into it, it actually turns into this complex nexus of physical attributes going around of what is their relationship like with employees around them, what are the things that their work allows them to do. It becomes this really nebulous thing that requires a lot of learning, a lot of understanding to move the needle on. And so we focus on that by building out these kind of well-being pathways, where we look at what does it mean to arrange learning, but also arrange activities and policies and procedures in all the parts of a workplace around change. So if we can work with people to have a positive impact at work, if you're healthier at work, if you're fitter, if you have a better mental health state at work, then that will impact on every other aspect of your life. One of the most intriguing statistics that comes out around this when we look at, say, the number 2, which is understanding and peer support, is that most people have a network of about 20 to 30 close people in their life. But if someone is taught how to have conversations about small aspects that they can do at work that allow them to feel a little bit fitter and healthier, small things that they can do that improve their mental well-being state, small things that improve their impact on the environment, all these little bits and pieces, that actually echoes out to those 30 people because they want to talk about that change. And so not only do we see impacts on improved productivity, improved employee retention, hiring better employees because they want to work at a nicer workplace, we also see the flip side of these massive impacts that people can have on their community just by learning things about their physical and mental well-being. And that's why we focused on well-being as one of the core drivers for our first kind of social impact push. And we'd love to talk to you further about that, but I think it's better for you to hear more from the content experts and to hear from the people who are making the things that will help you make change. So I think it's a good time to pass over to Kineo to talk about what they've got coming up.
Thanks, Cam. Hopefully everyone can see my screen okay. There's some really important points raised there. I think we're hearing more and more about mental health all the time, and even through when I look back and think, God, I've been in the workforce over 20 years now, being able to talk more openly about mental health, the stigma has gone away and things have changed. So I think having that openness makes a real difference to people in their lives. I'm here today to talk about other aspects of wellness in the workplace as opposed to mental health. So when I was asked to provide input into a webinar on wellness in the workplace, my initial answer really was, yeah, why not? I don't see why not. But then I started to sit back and think, what would the structure look like and what would the content be? And I just wasn't sure. And this little devil on my shoulder started to pipe up. It was going like, why are you talking about workplace wellness? Your opinion doesn't matter. You're not a well-being expert. What credibility do you have? Others know more than you. So why would anybody listen to someone in e-learning talk about workplace wellness? Well, when I started to reflect on that a bit longer, you know what, for a short while I agreed with that little Lucifer on my shoulder, and I was starting to doubt myself and starting to feel quite anxious and down. And then on the other shoulder, my little chair of clarity reminded me that we at Kineo are always looking at, talking with and listening to industry, looking at ways to continue offer learning products that actually make a difference. So, you know, my little guardian also reminded me that we don't pretend to be the subject matter experts or the authority on a topic. We deliberately work with those that are world-class in their field to ensure that, I guess, we've got quality learning products that have strong learning outcomes that focus on the right behaviours. So, for example, we're humbled to work with, in partnership with the University of South Australia. Their division of health sciences has an outstanding reputation amongst industry, government, community, and those in the clinical world for those that are looking to be given the provision of education and health. They have a great level of delivery of research and excellence in the prevention and diagnosis and treatment of health issues. So as I was sat there and battling with myself, you know, I gave that little demon the flick. I reassured myself that the 3.8 million learners that we have on our platform are onto a good thing. We nearly have 110,000 unique learners coming through our turnstiles to start a course every month. So to put that into context, that's enough to fill the MCG there on the left and have enough left over to fill the Melbourne Arena 2 there on the right-hand side. So as the product owner of Kineo courses here in APAC, I'm delighted to provide an opinion on how e-learning can play a role in getting your employees healthy. So, some things that people in this space may have heard of is the wellness triangle. It's a tool that examines mental health, physical and social health, and all these three elements are interconnected. So when one side of that triangle becomes a little bit imbalanced, there's an increased risk of factors that can lead to an impact on your personal health and well-being. Today, I'm going to focus on heart health. As we get older, our risk of heart diseases, particularly for men, women are a bit of a less risk before menopause, but afterwards their risk grows to that equal of men. People of certain backgrounds, such as those from the Indian subcontinent or Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander peoples, are a much greater risk of heart disease. In 2014-15, there was an estimated 15.7% of Indigenous population that had heart disease. That's triple that of the non-Indigenous Australians. If someone in your family's had a heart attack, especially if they were a female under 65 or a male under 55 at the time when the attack occurred, then you're more likely to be at a risk of cardiovascular disease. Approximately 90% of Australian adults have at least one risk factor for cardiovascular disease, and almost 25% of those have three or more. So information from the Australian Department of Health shows that approximately 2.6 million Australians have high blood pressure. 430,000 have indicated they've experienced a heart attack. The department also reported that 29% of deaths in Australia had an underlying cause of cardiovascular disease. So some of these facts and figures bring home the seriousness of having an important concentration on your heart health. We as Australians spend billions of dollars every year on fast food. 6 million of us aren't getting enough exercise, and 50 Australians die every day due to smoking. Heart disease is one of the leading causes of death and disability in Australia and around the world. There's a great deal of research about the risk factors that can be reduced used to reduce the development of heart disease. Education, that plays an important role in how we can make a difference and make a change. Education that provides the practical guidance on behaviours that can be applied to reduce these risks can make a difference.
A healthy heart is an extremely important part of our lives. Exercise and good eating benefit the heart, which in turn benefits us. Unfortunately, we do not eat as well as we should, are less active than is good for us, and too many people continue to smoke. Between Australia and New Zealand alone, people spend nearly $8.5 billion a year on fast food. And we spend more time than ever sitting down or getting very little exercise at all. The good news is that this is simple to change. Being mindful of what we eat and how often we get some physical activity can make a big difference to our health now and in the future.
The internet connection's playing up down here in South Australia. Anyway, so onto the topic of why is workplace wellness important. So going back to the Australian government, they provide an immense amount of research into health and well-being of our community. And according to the government, healthy workplaces can make businesses more productive and employees more engaged. So promoting and supporting health in the workplaces does only make common sense, it makes good business sense too. Your employees are your greatest asset. To ensure your business objectives and your legal and moral obligations are met, you should maintain a safe and healthy workplace. Kineo, we look at compliance training and education all the time, and we hear more and more how important this is. Creating a safe work environment is critical to the success of your business, and it's one of the best ways that you can retain staff and maximize productivity. But while workplace productivity is so important, health and safety policies and procedures do keep employees safe from physical, chemical, and biological dangers. A healthy workplace actually complements this by supporting the health and well-being of our employees. Our employees, the employers that we listen to when we're talking to industry, are beginning to see the value in understanding their employees' sense of well-being. There are significant advantages that enhance the well-being of their employees. But when training comes in, it's an important lever for both the individuals and the employers. A healthy workplace is one that implements health programs and policies to create a supportive culture and a physical environment that encourages healthy lifestyles. So, as Cam was mentioning there, with Australians spending about 1/3 of their lives at work during the day, but also longer at home and thinking about it, having an effective workplace health program has been shown to improve the health and well-being of those employees and facilitate organisational change. The benefits really do speak for themselves. Here are some of the facts about positive workplace health benefits that could have an impact for employers. So, for example, improved work performance and productivity, an improved corporate image, and the attraction or retention of employees with the aim of being an employer of choice, improved staff morale, satisfaction and motivation, improved employee engagement and employee relationships. All of these bring about a good increased return on training and development investment and reduced absenteeism and sick leave. And something we're hearing more and more about nowadays is the decreased incidence of attending work when sick, also presenteeism. And finally, and something that hits the mark for those in finance, a decreased frequency and cost of associated workers' compensation. But there are also benefits for the employees as well. So there's improved morale, job satisfaction and motivation, improved opportunities for a healthier lifestyle, increased awareness in health and knowledge of that, increased physical health and mental well-being, and a greater capacity to enjoy life both in and outside of the workplace. All these benefits are so important, and if we can bring about an increased quality of life, then it's going to have greater benefit on our day-to-day life at work as well. As employers recognise that it's the organisation's employees that make it successful, we should promote a culture of employees that is a healthy and happy and productive workplace. Workplace wellness programs benefit the employer and the employees, especially when integrated with a work health and safety program. So is e-learning the answer? On its own? No, it's not. Employers of choice are beginning to see the value in understanding their employees' sense of well-being. There are significant advantages through the medium of workplace training. Kineo have a strong foundation that's built on about 20 years of online training compliance solutions. However, sometimes from our perspective, the carrot is a bit mightier than the stick, and we're learning more and more about the benefits of wellness in the workplace all the time. In support of workplace wellness and in collaboration with the University of South Australia, we've created a bite-sized series of Healthy Heart courses. This is a great addition to a blended workplace wellness program. These courses are for anyone interested in improving their heart health or for organisations looking to promote health and well-being amongst their employees.
Welcome to the Healthy Heart Program by Kineo Courses and UniSA. Heart disease kills, but it's preventable. We get it, you're busy, fast food is easy, and the couch is comfy. But it doesn't have to be like that. This program will show you how to have a healthy heart by eating well, shopping well, knowing your numbers, being physically active, and looking after your health. Put confusing, conflicting health information behind you. We've done the heavy lifting. So now, a healthy heart life is closer than ever. Your heart will thank you for it.
So Kineo's Healthy Heart program is a behaviour focused program. It's not giving you all those boring facts and figures. It's not giving you regurgitating a textbook. It's a highly engaging series of activities with premium animations, illustrations, and downloadable resources. They're all averaging at about 20 minutes each. And these 7 titles are your guide to an effective way of changing your lifestyle, each with their own learning outcomes. So, for example, they're on the importance of good heart health and how you can make healthy changes to your lifestyle, the risk factors that can cause high blood pressure and how to identify which of those risk factors can be improved through lifestyle changes, how and why diabetes develops and how to prevent it developing in the first place, the key elements of a healthy diet and how food can affect the risk factors for heart disease, the relationship between weight and how heart disease and how to choose a healthy heart diet, and finally, how activity levels affect health strategies to help us increase our level of physical activities. That's all part of a wider company culture piece. Company culture is an integral part of business. It's the backbone of a happy workforce. So I guess what I'm trying to say today is why not start the new year off on a healthier foot in the workplace and become that employer of choice. Whether it's providing fresh fruit or instigating walking meetings, mindfulness training, financial education, or creating a sense of purpose and contribution through volunteering. Using Kineo Heart's Healthy Wellbeing Program, now available through GO1, as part of your wider culture and wellness program, can increase productivity, profitability, employee and customer satisfaction, as well as the company's reputation. So thank you for your time today and thank you for listening.
Perfect. Sorry. Thank you, Simon, and also thank you, Cam, for joining us today. I'm sure everyone's enjoyed your presentations and given the listeners something to think about in terms of the value of adding wellbeing content into workplace training programs and how easy it is and some small changes that organizations can make. If you do have any more questions from today's webinar or questions for our speakers, you can email me at marketing@go1.com and I'll chase up the relevant person to get you an answer. And like Simon's touched on, and as I said earlier, this webinar has been hosted in collaboration with Kineo. So Kineo's courses are available for Australian Go1 customers via our marketplace, and then you can access their content via our platform. They do have different learning packages for employee health and wellbeing content like we saw today, but also compliance and other professional development if you're interested. To find out more about purchasing Kineo content, talk to your customer success manager. You can also jump on our website, go1.com/explore, and filter down by providers to see Kineo courses and by individual courses there. For more information on the Healthy Hearts campaign specifically, something Go1 is getting behind this month in July, you can access lots of information on our dedicated landing page. So we have a page, courses.go1.com/Kineo Healthy Hearts, where you can find out more. So that's it for today. I'd like to thank our speakers for joining us, Simon and Cam. Cam has a lot of interesting things in the pipeline at the moment, so you'll hear more from Go1 about our social impact work in the coming months. Other than that, I'd like to wish everyone a lovely rest of your day, and thanks, Simon and Cam. Bye for now.